Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'd like to call the joint meeting to order of the Somerset Fire and Rescue and Town Board. Today is Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. It's 8 o'clock. Calling the meeting order. We'll have roll call.
Doug Clerk, Town Chair. Mike DeVane.
Shane Demling, Jason McCarty,
Brandon Crowe.
Jessica Bird.
Donnie Kern.
Caleb Garn, Jim Woodsman,
Chris Duback.
Chris Marino.
For the Fire Commission.
You're up.
Commission, yeah.
Rita Lawson.
Rita Lawson.
Yeah.
Wally Newman, Fire Commission.
Aaron Morrison.
Dave Wallner.
We'll stand and have the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. What's this committee's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as provided.
I'll second. Motion made, and seconded to approve the agenda as provided. Any discussions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Following, public comment on agenda items, 2 minutes per person, 14 minutes per topic. Anyone wish to give any public comment? Anyone on the line? We will close public comment. Next item on the agenda is joint meeting minutes from September 24th at Town Hall 2025. Just looking at them, there's a couple things I wanted to note. Under public input, it said on there, silt fence on Mondor's property and trees are gone. I don't think that was the case. I think the silt fence is still there. I did verify that with Mondor's, so I'd like the minutes to reflect an amendment that says the silt fence still on Mondor's property and the trees are gone.
I believe the property markers that we should have been removed.
Sorry?
The property marker, there was a post that was put in, so not the silt fence, but the post.
The survey.
I think that's where the confusion happened.
The silt fence is still there too.
Yeah.
Any other additions or corrections to the minutes? We did request that with 2 clerks on the board, that maybe a D would begin at the, if there was a motion made or a J at the beginning of the clerk in order to properly reflect these making the motions and seconding the motions in.
Okay.
What's the pleasure?
Make a motion to adopt the minutes as amended.
Jake Bird, second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes as amended. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, budget financial report.
I think I had forwarded the 2024 audit to record that on because it was from my work computer and so I didn't have everyone's contact on that one.
I did forward that on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you'll
It's
see that
not
the
printed
2000,
though.
okay. And I will be getting bound copies.
Okay.
And so the town village and stuff will get those when I get it,
Okay.
but at least you had the PDF, the 2024 audit and is now complete. It usually takes like within, the next year. So. Just wanted to make sure that everybody had saw that and know that it's complete. Then you could have 2 different reports in there like normal. You have one where it's our budget to actual, I call it because it shows all the activity like in the department. Whether it's been budgeted for or not. We try to break out if there is grant stuff or whatever that's reflected in there. And then there's one that is we take just the budget related items. And that's just a 1-page one. We just take the budget related items and the budget related expenses and we come up with that. So I don't know if you guys, you should have probably got a balance sheet detail, which I don't see in here, but you probably got one that would show all the expenses that happened for the fourth quarter in case you guys had any questions, but you would be able to see then what we spent during the fourth quarter. We had our payroll. I don't have my notes, I forgot them, but, I don't know if you guys have any questions.
Bottom line, we left $1,200 budget.
And our cleaning person, Travis said that.
The cleaning person forgot to bill us. Which probably would ate up that $1,200, but she donated the cleaning to us now, so.
And there are items we operate on a cash basis of accounting, so we pay for it when we get the bill. So if we had a December, like something that we incurred in December, but we didn't get the bill till January. We don't do like accounts payable in a cash basis of accounting, so it's paid when it's received, so there could be some 24 expenses that were paid in 26, we do our best to get that in line, but we can't always do that because we don't have the invoice.
Were you guys gonna be breaking out the 2% dues into a different thing, or is that
We had to
something?
keep track of it, honest everything, so.
Yeah.
But is that something that you were?
You guys don't need it, I mean, it still comes out of the budget like normal.
Okay, so you're just keeping track of it separately on your.
We have to for audit purposes from the state, if they come in and say, where did you spend your 2% money on?
Sure.
We have to show that we spent it on the different line items that are approved to spend it on. We have the FAP money, which is the funding assistance program, which is on the EMS side, which is very similar. However, that money is a fund that can actually grow and we don't have to spend, but we have some things that we'll be spending that on, but it has to be all, has to be EMS related. So we have two different things now that we gotta monitor. The FAP will be a lot easier because that's just money that's just gonna sit there,
Right,
grow and spend as we need to. We send the bills in every year when we reapply for the money for the next year, so.
Does that show up on the
We
budget?
don't budget for the FAP because we don't know what it's getting, so there are expenses like the Iowa State Emergency and Firefighting Supplies Grant. So the FAP expenses we put in there, there's training that says grant, so I do try to break that out to tie with that, so we can kind of track. 2% dues you budget for, so that's just included in your line items, but the FAP, we're not guaranteed to get it, we don't know what we're getting, so it's hard to budget for. So, we do break out those, so, you'll see the, on the budget to actual, there's, revenues for grants, but this one is a state grant. That would include the FAP money we've got to date along with our DNR grant. But then the expenses are broken out, they're not included in the budget item, we separate those expenses into like operating expenses grant, or there's training stuff that you can use FAP grant for training.
Yeah,
So
FAP
those
can't-
are broken out.
yeah, FAP can't pay for budgeted things we already budgeted for, are already doing. It has to be like new or like our refreshers, or like we have new people going for EMR, EMT classes, whatever. Use that money to pay for that. So.
I know at the Fire Rescue Commission, you'd mentioned that it jumped up substantially because you.
Yeah, so I think you probably all saw, so 2 years ago, we got like 12,000 out of it. This last year, we were one of many departments that missed out the first year that we could do like a per capita thing that was also figured in there. So our money jumped up to over $33,000 this year we got. So we've gotten over $50,000 in the 2 years now so far. That money can be saved up. It can be bought, if we need to buy, new defibrillators, things like that. So it's great. It's something that we never had. We didn't like to send people to EMT class because the EMT is very expensive versus the EMR. Now we've got money. So if somebody really wants to do EMT, why not? We've got the money to pay for it. It's covered, but it's not gonna cost us anything if something goes wrong or they don't pass or whatever. So it's something that the ambulance service has always got, only the transporting agencies got, and then now they brought it back to first responders, because we probably have a bigger need than them, so. And I'll talk a little bit later, what we're gonna use some of the money for already.
I just noticed in the 2% dues that, last year, 2025's budget, we went over quite a bit, on that, so that's good, I know we have to spend it, that's why I was asking the question.
Yeah, and that is tricky, because we don't know what it's gonna be, and we try to spend it, and then now it's over, and we do have money sitting in the account because of that.
Yeah,
So we have to work on
So with
that.
the 2% dues too, like even when I help out other municipalities with the budget, nobody knows what they're gonna get, so we usually use what they got, like. For instance, when we do the 2026 budget, you're gonna use what you received in 25 and hope it's the same. They could reduce it, they
Sure.
could increase it, you just don't know, so we always use what you received the prior year when we do the budget. So,
Some of you guys were around when we saw the going down,
yeah,
so we budget up here and then the next year it'll be down. And now, obviously, if we continue to grow, ours will just keep going up until.
I don't know how that
egg or whatever.
formula works. but,
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Except for the state.
You have a certain amount of time to pay,
We're supposed to, we should budget annually. We should be spending that money annually.
Okay.
As we have it. I just have to, basically what I have to do is just account for where it all went. And then we should have easily have purchased stuff, but that's over and above our budget. So there's gonna be that extra money that we didn't touch,
Mhm.
that is budgeted money left over, but we're accounting for the 2% money, so we're okay on that, but we need to also get rid.
we just
spend that
have to
other money.
document how we're using that 2%. I have one municipality that failed the 2% dues, they couldn't support it, nothing, they haven't gotten it in the last 2 or 3 years.
I think the reason there's a lot
So,
of
but I think they're
discussion-
coming out and doing audits more where they hadn't, now within the last couple of years, they are doing it, so it's. Important for us or town villages, it. Just show what you're using
Yeah,
that for, because you never know when they're gonna come out.
I think there's a lot of discussion about it because at one time we thought that they had to show all the 2% dues on the budget. Where it was going and for every item, but as long as they keep track of it
Yeah.
now. Then it doesn't change anything in the budget.
good.
Just a point of interest. If somebody wants to take EMT training that's on the fire department, do they have to go very far for that, or can they go to like?
It's really depends.
Okay.
We got lucky, well, we had a couple of people actually just did it on their own, unfortunately, because they really wanted it, so they went to like Century College. Got over there, once you get that, then you're nationally registered, you can transfer to Wisconsin with it. We did Regions put together a shortened version of EMR, if you will. So I was able to get some of our people trained into that, but you're really up to the tech colleges and the need in the county or the area. I just got the closest EMR that just came out right now is in Clayton. Well, I'm not gonna make anybody drive to Clayton, Wisconsin and take a class. So we don't force you to get a class if you gotta drive that far. If there's something close, you need to take it because we want you trained and get going, but when you start talking Clayton and farther out, I'm not gonna make people drive that far for class. We've had people go, we're in Bernal, go to Balsam Lake, but she took the lightning and so. But it's kinda, if they wanna drive it and they wanna do the farther, hey, more power to them, but I don't wanna force anybody to do that either.
You know, I'm hearing that you'd like to create opportunities for the guys to have additional training, but it's hard because you don't know what that amount is that you're gonna have to spend on it. Is that a problem where you'd say, well, because sometimes you have to register for those courses 2-3 months ahead of time, and
I don't say no to anybody. They come with the training that they want, unless it's a really crazy out of line training. I mean, if anybody wants to further educate themselves,
okay.
there's a class around here, I'm 100% in. We have a training budget, we have never had a problem spending it on that or been short of money for that, so. But again, it's time consuming and there's.
Sure. They're already spending 1 day a week in training.
Yeah, I actually was just talking to Tim Kuvis with the sheriff's department yesterday, and he was asking me if we'd have any interest in doing like a critical incident team. But if it's like a 40-hour class, I'm like, well, yeah, I would love to do it, but that's 40 hours that I gotta figure out
Yeah.
to do it. So there's stuff out there. It's just everybody has a job, trying to fit it in. But yeah, I don't know that we've turned anybody down. We've sent people to Volk Field. I mean, we've gone back in the day, we went to Maryland. I mean, so we'll probably go to Indianapolis hopefully sometime soon to go down to the FDIC show. And so
Oh, good.
families kind of ruin that
Well,
sometimes.
thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Any other questions on the budget, financial reports? On membership updates.
Not a lot has changed. We had 4 retirements this last year. People that had 15+ years in, Couple that were just not really showing up anymore. It was time to retire and actually three of them. And then one of them was when I was fairly active, but he was getting older and was just ready to retire too. So we still have our probation people. I think we have a total of 24 members right now. They just interviewed somebody.
Does that include the 6 or 7 you had in training?
So a couple of them have finished all their training. They're slowly, again, fire class, they're still in it. A bunch more of them are at class tonight. So we're still working through that. But hopefully we get them on and we can get some more new people on. So we've got some applications still on file, so.
Don, we should probably take approve the budget report that he provided.
Takes a motion to do business. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget as provided.
Second.
Motion made second and to approve the budget financial report as provided.
Deep word.
Just one note, cause I know you do training in the town hall.
Yeah.
I mean, we did upgrade the TV in there and it is a smart TV, so you should be able to connect, mirror your image versus having to connect wire, so you can do it wirelessly. But if you run into some problems, let us know. Plus, if you have any classes where you've got somebody leading the class, we're gonna start an all, at our next meeting, so we'll have all capabilities too.
Yeah, I probably wanna get together with you because we're probably gonna we'll put ours out there to our meetings so that it'll quiet our people down, our meetings will go a little faster. We have them public, so
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Any more discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, nay.
You go.
Thanks, Sarah.
Member of
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Just let the record-
abstain.
Mr. Crowdy abstained from
Okay.
that.
What time are you gonna be at the town hall tomorrow morning?
Under old business, strategic plan, progress, Bugle.
It sounds like it's going good. He should, next week or the week after that, he said he wants to get together with me and go through a rough draft of it. So, he's brought in, so Five Bugle is his company without the S, and there's a company called Five Bugles. So he's got a friend of his that's a retired fire chief that works for Five Bugles that he brought in to kind of discuss the fire station, village hall, whole deal, to see if there's ways that they can kind of think about,
Oh, you like that
just
smart.
think outside the box on how we can start, grow onto it, whatever. So that'll probably be in this plan, what he thinks personnel wise, things like that. Truck, I would imagine he's gonna talk about, but he's
But I'd come.
talked to him, was with David Hawley for 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
The other day, was down to check the camera, holy cow, they're still there. Yeah. So they've had quite a bit, and I know a few of you guys all talked for like around an hour, so he was pretty happy he got that done. I think he was gonna try to talk to some businesses while he was in town. I don't know if he did. But so it's coming on. We should have some here fairly soon.
Any other questions? Next
Will
item,
we expect to see something at the next meeting then in April?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the rough draft in the next 2 weeks, and then if we, whatever, finalize it, should have it by March, I would think, at the latest.
fire truck update.
Kind of waiting on that strategic plan. We talked about the fire commission level. And we've got Dave Wally on there for our outstanding people from the village and town. And then we just have to get our people together and just start talking. We haven't really done it yet. We weren't rushing into it too much with sitting on that strategic plan.
Discussion consideration, Parent Street, 180th Avenue update.
It's busy.
Should we go to the next one then?
Just go. Doug's been handling it. You got something else, but skip it for right now until.
We'll go back to it when Doug comes back in.
Okay, water runoff development update, Pine Val. We talked to Ryan, we kind of said we were gonna wait until spring to see what spring is gonna, present to us and see what's gonna happen from there. So I guess we won't have anything to say until the April meeting. If we get a late winter, then we probably will have to move that again, but hopefully by April, I should know what's going on, or we should be able to see what's going on with the runoff.
Is there anything new with Mondor's?
Pardon?
Grounds Rosen, best I can tell you.
Same game on that. You know, we went out there. I met with Larry and Chris and I met with Larry and Amanda and we talked to them and we went out, Chris and I went out and looked at we went through the snow and looked at it all, but there's not a whole heck of a lot we can do until the snow melts and see, you know, where everything's at. And I did share that with them and we'll have to see what comes out of it as soon as the snow disappears. But it is on our table and I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that other than we talked and we're in a holding pattern until the season comes around, huh?
Yeah.
Can I just ask, it says water runoff, but it seemed like there was some encroachment issues too, so that'll be discussed at the
All
same
of
time.
it, yeah, it's a
Okay.
package.
Yeah.
And we can see the ground again.
Okay,
We maybe should come up with a plan on what Capstone wants to do as far as enforcement. There's no reason we need to wait for the frost on the ground to know what their plan is. I mean, that's something we should maybe talk about before the next 3 months before that.
There's a potential to have a conversation about it, but I'd
Right.
really like to see where that all kind of, you know, right now there's a drifting and we can't really see everything other than the pictures that you had before the snow was on the ground. So, you know, it's worthy of a conversation, but I'd like to see it
Right.
after the snow's gone, you know?
Right.
We bounced off of, Parent Street 180th update. Cause you were stepped out and they started, they're gonna let you,
Doug Zoller was going to be doing the survey on that, to go through and get the description. So that could work with the jurisdictional transfer. He had the understanding or someone said that he didn't have to do it. But that's been the process in all the past transfers that we've done. So you don't have to actually do a physical one. But we would at least want to have the full description there based upon where the road is. Because vast majority of the properties are already surveyed. And either it defines whether the property underneath the road is part of their lot or not. So like Steve Kaufman's has all been surveyed, and I think the ones on the corner have been surveyed. I don't think any of yours have been, though, right? Yours descriptions still go under the road?
There's pins in my yard.
Okay.
So, but those were 60, 70 surveys. They're older.
But nevertheless, have not been able to get in touch with Doug Zoller. He was gonna be out for the month of January due to some medical issues. And he didn't respond to any calls this week, so.
When he does that, and Donnie, you and I talked about it a little bit once, where the roads shift to the south. Are you guys keeping all the old road right away as just like a viewing triangle, or I don't know what your guys' new maps show.
yeah, I'd have to look at the maps to tell you, to be honest with you.
We wanna make sure that when Doug's doing this, that he includes the old road right away, including your new road right away.
Yeah.
And then you would retain ownership of that and control what was going on down by Parnell's.
Right. One of the things I wanted to mention back up here under the original minutes, it said that, the motion fails and jurisdictional agreement is tabled. The jurisdictional agreement's still in place, right?
Correct.
Okay, so maybe we might want to amend that to where the motion fails, but the jurisdictional agreement is still intact. I looked at that, well, shouldn't be tabled because it was signed off by everybody.
And the town has already done the, what is it, not the petition, but where they actually did the verbiage where we would do the transfer, so.
Sure, but the actual jurisdictional agreement where we maintain it, the village takes care of all that, and like there was an issue with stop signs that weren't out there, we made sure to get them stop signs put out and take care of everything on that end. That was signed off before I took over, and I just want to make sure that hasn't changed. That's still intact, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay with, making that amendment to the previous motion?
I'll make that amendment to the motion. That the jurisdictional transfer is still gonna occur once the survey's done. Or it's still in the works.
I'll second that, Shane. Denver.
Motion made and seconded to go ahead with your motion.
To make the motion to amend the minutes.
Minutes, the
The old
reflect
minutes,
jurisdiction.
jurisdictional transfer is still taking place,
Thank you.
but a survey needs to be done.
Fair enough. Any further discussion?
I don't think there's any issues out there right now, is there?
Well, there's a frost eve, but it's already put on a punch list. Coming off of there was a slight frost eve, about 1.5 inches, but that'll be addressed as soon as the frost breaks. It's on our punch list though. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Okay. So we'll wait till Doug till next. We hear from him, right? Okay. Next item is new business department activities update on grants.
So the only updates on grants, we haven't heard anything on the FEMA grant. I expect to be denied on that one. It wasn't a big one that we asked for anyways. DNR grant that we got, we're just waiting for delivery of get a new wildland brush pants and then boots for those that needed them. And that's a 50-50 grant, so we'll be paying 50% of that one. Other than that, we'll be writing a grant eventually. The Firehouse Subs has a grant. We'll be writing for a fire extinguisher training setup, so it's electronic, so you don't have to use real fire and real extinguishers. So we're shooting for that. And if we don't get it there, we'll try other grants for that. It's a fire prevention thing. Really, the only activities going on, when I was talking about the FAP money earlier, we have a software called Image Trend that we do all of our fire reporting on, our trainings, activities, things like that, that we keep track of it all on. You guys aren't gonna understand what I'm gonna say here, but NIFRS is what we reported to federally. It switched to Nearest this year. It's a different, they want more information, whatever. Our software is horrible for it, the switch. They didn't do, they're behind. So my life, the last couple of months of last year were horrible trying to figure out how to get it up and running so that we could at least use it. It's usable. It's not very good yet. I don't know if it's even gonna be accepted when it goes to Nearest to the federal side. With that said, we approached another company called First Due. Hudson Fire already went to it 3 years ago. Roberts Fire was looking at it. River Falls Fire is looking at it. And so we started looking at it. I actually got a demo set up for the county. We had pricing in place for the entire county. Instead of about $116,000 for the entire county, it was like $56,000 we got them down to. However, we can't get all the departments to buy into it, so we're just gonna do our own thing with that software. So us, Roberts, and River Falls are gonna switch over. Hudson's already there. Eventually, St. Joe, United, some other departments will come on in the following years. It is not significantly more than what we're paying, but anything that's EMS related, I can use the FAP money to pay for that. So when we're all said and done, we're basically taking 4 programs we currently pay for, combining them into one company that offers all of them in one package. So we don't have to log into 4 different systems. We have one system we log into. People can do truck maintenance, hydrants, calls, run, whatever you want to do, all in one. For about the same price we're paying for the 4, plus the FAP money we'll pay for the EMS side. So it was a no-brainer for us. The demo was unreal. They keep adding new stuff to it. It's app-based. Currently ours is a website-based. The app-based looks a lot cleaner, especially on phones and tablets and things like that. So
What's that called again?
First Due,
First what?
Due, DUE.
You,
So just kind of giving you guys a heads up, we'll be switching to that. Mental health has been a big topic. Obviously, it's been a topic for years. With the newer people that we've had been coming in, some of us are, the seasoned guys, we've been around for 30 years. A lot of that stuff doesn't bother us per se. Maybe it does, and maybe we need to have some mental health and find out what's going on. But the newer people, we want to make sure before something happens that we, lose somebody to mental health or whatever. So I met with a company called Code 4, which it's a mental health company or aid, whatever you want to call it, but then they have a division now that they've come out that's called Code 4 that is strictly public safety driven. They've got like 10 different of their therapists that are trained in that stuff. And we heard about it. Well, a guy that's on Oakdale Fire was a Lakeview medic. He is part of this team and he's got them, they're embedded at Oakdale Fire. So they spend, the lady, she actually lives in Somerset. She spends 4 hours with each A shift, B shift, C shift once a month. They are open to go talk to her, whatever they want to do. Right now, she's just in the process of getting that rapport built up and getting to know them. So we brought her in and I met with her twice now, got some pricing from them. This again will come 100% out of her fat money, will be covered 100%. We're gonna look at bringing her in for like 3 hours a month and have her there. First couple months, she'll just be kind of hanging out with everybody doing truck maintenance or meetings or whatever. To where people get comfortable where they can go talk to her. And then if we have a critical incident where we need to bring her in and she can come down there and come to us. So it's just kind of where we're going with it. I know the sheriff's department has somebody that I think the PD might use too in the village. I'm not sure if it's the same one. I know like North Hudson does, cause I talked to Josh Hack. Hudson Fire has a lady that does it for free, but it's one lady. And if she's on vacation and something happens, they have nobody. So they're actually, he wants to know more about it. So tomorrow night we have our county officers meeting. So I'm gonna talk about it there for them and try to get some more departments to use these people as well. So just kind of want to let you guys know where we're at. It was pretty well received on the department side of things. So anything we can do, you know, you say one person that just has somebody to go talk to and it flips their mind out of what they're going. I don't care what you spend. We're looking at like $158 an hour when she's there. She'll do some trainings too, if we want wellness trainings or suicide prevention trainings or suicide awareness trainings, or things like that. What else? I think that was kind of what was in the contract. But, so that's where we're at. Lakeview looked at them, but then Health Partners told them, no, we have therapists internally at Lakeview, or Health Partners that can do that. And it hasn't worked for them. They don't have public safety ones that are available necessarily. So they're now shifting back to where they might be looking at this again. So
That's where we learn, yeah.
but other than that, can't think of any other department activities that are really going on. We got our tender back, our new tender came back after about a 2-month stint down back in Appleton. So getting they took the whole tank off and did some repairs to it. So
You had a new gator coming in too. Was that
for you talking about Cranston?
Cranston?
Yeah, we had some minor issues. Well, I don't know. We had some issues, some personnel issues, but we brought in Kat Cranston. She's done it at the schools and stuff, that round circle thing, whatever she calls it. I can't remember the name of it, the exact name of it. But just gave everybody the ability to kind of open up and talk. And she does it in schools. She did it at the bus company. We have a list now. If you're at the station, you look in our window in our office, there's a sheet of basically what we want our personnel to think about when they're there, like point out like, hey, you did a good job on this, or I noticed you're doing this or whatever. Just trying to get people talking because you get some clicks and whatever. And so trying to work through that. I mean, things have gotten much better, but there's still room to go on that. But so.
Sounds like all good stuff.
We got a stemmed from a complaint from one of the members, and Chris and I had met with both of the parties and we were able to work through the issues, so I think.
So far, we're gonna bring her back in, get a little deeper. Eventually.
Thank you.
Thanks, Travis. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Appreciate all you do. Next item is set date and time of the next joint meeting on Wednesday, April 22nd. Anybody have any objection to that date? Time is in question, or will it not be?
Hockey will be done. Hockey will be done in February.
You are the reason we're here at 8 o'clock at night.
Sarah.
They're both in.
She's already in the bed though.
We have 7 p.m.
Not a bad. So it's 7 p.m. on the
7
22nd?
p.m.
Okay.
Sounds good for now.
Nothing further. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. We are adjourned at 8:35 p.m. Thanks a lot for coming out, everyone.